Hello and welcome to Per Ivars Fiskeflur. Today we're going to tie this little shrimp. This little shrimp is a very effective little fly. It's a little gray shrimp. I made it out of a carpet craft for grizzly type. So it's been proven very effective for me. It has a little hotspot, fluorescent orange. So why don't you see how I tie this fly? Alright. Well, I'm gonna tell you a little about the materials I've been using in this fly. I start with the antennas. I use this Flashabou in pearl. It's a bit stiff, very nice for antennas. And I'm also use this ice, homemade ice made of epoxy, and the underbody on this fly is this tan dubbing, flashy dubbing. Alright, and I use some grizzly. This is a piece of a grizzly carpet I have, very nice. And I use a hook in this size. I don't quite know what size it is because it's a bag of hooks, but I like a hook with a large hook cap. I think it's about size 6, I think. Large hook cap on this. And I use the dubbing loop, and to make this loop stick together I use this ski wax. Nice. And the hotspot I made of a collection of these guys, epoxy with the hardener and resin, together with the orange color fluorescent that looks like this when it's cured. I got it in a bag of about 3 grams. I have a lot of it. That's all the materials together with this white thread, completely ordinary thread. You can use whatever thread you like, but I like the white one because that's easiest to color, to match your fly. You don't have to have a fly tying threads of all colors in the rainbow. You have to have the white and some permanent markers so you can color a tying thread. Okay, that's all the materials I have in this fly, so follow on with the tying and see how I tie it. Okay, well, let's start tying this fly. I start on with putting the hook in the vise. I added a little orange hotspot made with some color powder I have in fluorescent, and made it cure in advance. Attach my thread. I use ordinary white tying thread for this. It's 8/0. It's non-brand, off-brand type. And I start on with putting on the antennas. The antenna is gonna be this Flashabou, the pinkish color. I just start with attaching one side like that, some loose wrappings, and take it over the other side like that. Make this orange hotspot divide these antennas like that. You can save it for another day. And now I take my grizzly carpet. This is a craft fur carpet in grizzly, so I just take off a little bunch of this, measure out how long I want it, a bit shorter than the antennas, like that, and measure out and just cut off the excess, put it on top, and make it stay there like that. You can divide it a little bit so it will surround the hotspot. And I take another bunch, a little more. I thought it was a little too small. Just surround it a little bit so it goes around this hotspot. Well, now I'm satisfied. Just snip off the excess like that. Alright, clean it up and make your dubbing loop. Just take a thread, pull it around your 2 fingers and lock it. Put your thread around the dubbing loop to lock it completely so it don't open like that. Some more wrappings and then you're done. You can just let it stay there. You can open this up afterwards. I'm gonna use a dubbing spinner for this. Now I take some, I just fool around a little bit and to find the right amount of dubbing for this back body. But before I take my back body, underbody, sorry, I take my ice. The ice is gonna be some homemade black ice. Just take 1 piece of that because the other side was not so very good, and measure out and attach it to the side like this. You see the length of the ice is okay, so I snip it off. Find another eye that's looking good. Here you have one more. It's about the same size as the first one. Do the same thing. Attach it to the side. Be careful not to tear your thread apart on the hook point. It's very sharp. You can drag on this a little bit to make it stay there and snip off the excess like that. Alright, just the antennas a little bit. That's not the most important. Now you take your dubbing. That's was starting on this to tell you. This is gonna be the underbody. Okay. Now I take some amount and just, you can start at the front, move your thread and make a nice body. It's not gonna be so very thick because you're gonna cover all this with the grizzly, with the craft fur placed in the dubbing loop. You see, if it's too much on your thread, you can take it off. I want to leave a little space for the eye, sorry, for the hook eye. Now, just to make it sure, just don't unravel, I just take 1/2 inch. Okay, now I'm gonna work with this dubbing loop. You take it out and just open the loop. Find your dubbing spinner, put it in there, just let it hang, and you take your, you're gonna find a little paper clip a little sets of things in my drawer. Among this old paper clip I have, it's an ordinary paper clip. What I do, I take this long fiber, attach it to my paper clip like this, and take a long scissor and just snip it off. And I see I have to find one paper clip more. I have one more paper clip. Sorry about the noise, you see. I do that just to adjust this length of this. See, it's about a little too long. I think you can measure out how long you want it. Some fibers are so long, but you can take it out, and I measure out one more time. See, I can snip off some of this. That I'm gonna do. It's very easy to do this if you have a sharp scissor, and to assure that this grizzly is gonna stay in the loop, I take my ski wax or some other kind of wax if you have that. Just stroke on this dubbing loop. That makes this dubbing loop a little more sticky, okay? And you open the dubbing loop with your fingers. Put your craft fur inside the loop and make it, loosen it. Hold the dubbing loop with 2 fingers and spin your dubbing spinner, and you soon will see it becomes a very nice noodle of craft fur that you can tie on like an hackle. But to make it go even more easier, I have this old toothbrush of mine. I just use this on my, just to unravel this capture fiber, right? And now there is this tricky part. You can take your fingers and just stroke your fibers back, just like in hackle, ordinary hackle. If you have done your dubbing loop right, this is gonna go fairly good. And you take your dubbing loop like this. It's gonna be some nice wrappings. You're also gonna use your Velcro brush on this afterwards. You see, now I have more than enough, so I take my thread and just tie down the rest of this dubbing loop. And you see I have this excess here, so I'm gonna snip off. And be sure to make this tight securely down like this, and find your whip finisher. I have not done my homework. I have it in another drawer. It's not so far away, so I have it here. Just make some nice whip finish like that. Just tug on this a little bit, and you can snip off this tying thread like that. Right, now we're gonna find my Velcro brush. Now I have it here. This is full of flash, but from another fly I tied. You can do this, just I do this to mix up the fibers on the underbody together with this craft fur. You can see the little hot spot in between there. This hot spot is gonna attract the fish, alright? Now you do the final steps, huh? Like that. If you're a tidy guy, you can, if you want, snip off the fibers on the back of this little shrimp, but you don't have to. The fish surely don't mind. But what you can do is to snip off the length of these antennas a little bit. To do that, you just collect them in your fingers and just snip off to the desired length, like that. There you have it. This is a grizzly carpet shrimp made of craft fur. If you want, you can take your marker, like I have in my drawers here. You can take the grayish marker and just color it. Let's see if I have this nice marker here. Just make it blend in together with the rest of the fly. There you have it. What remains now is to take some varnish on the head. If my varnish bottle is nice and nice with me and don't clog it up, like that. There is the finished fly. It's the grizzly carpet shrimp fly. That's the whole name. Grizzly carpet shrimp fly. That has a large hook gap. Fish is good in the water. Very small, tidy, strong, attractive. Yes, that's all I got. So thank you all for watching my videos. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and we always get the latest videos from me. Thank you all, bye bye, and tight lines.